Hey, listeners, before we get to today's podcast, I just want to thank our sponsors who make this podcast possible. First off, we have Tiny & Sons Glass. Does your vehicle have cameras or driver's assist? If so, when your windshield is replaced, it will need to be recalibrated. What is recalibration? When your vehicle's windshield is replaced, the safety systems need to then be tested to ensure that they work with your new windshield. Some vehicles require static recalibration, and others require a dynamic recalibration. Not sure who to trust to take care of this recalibration for you? Well, just call Tiny & Sons Glass in Pembroke, Mass. They are experts in auto glass and registered company of the Auto Glass Safety Council. Plus, they make it easy. They will call your insurance company for you. Get your windshield replaced by their highly trained auto glass technicians. And get your vehicle recalibrated so you can be back on the road. Tiny & Sons Glass, keeping you and your family safe. And our second sponsor today is Baxter Blue. Do you experience digital eye strain from too much blue light exposure from digital screens? Baxter Blue glasses are not your average frames. These blue light lenses filter 80% of the highest energy blue light, eliminating 99% of the glare. The past year, we've all been glued to our devices more than ever. And here at Inebriart, we're making more content. We have some video content. We're doing a lot of audio stuff, live streaming, which all means I'm sitting in front of the computer. Pretty much any time I'm awake, I am in front of the computer, eyes glued to the screen. Our exposure to digital light has soared, and our eyes and our sleep are suffering as a result. Baxter Blue is also a force for good and provides a pair of reading glasses for someone in need for every pair sold. This is eyewear built for our digital age, and Baxter Blue is giving our listeners 10% off the next purchase of blue light, sleep, or kids glasses. Click on the link in our show notes for an exclusive discount. This is the sign you have been waiting for to invest in blue light glasses. We know you'll love your Baxters, and we know that you will feel the difference. So thanks again for our sponsors for sponsoring the show, and now let's jump right into the podcast.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
I'm Andy's liver.
We'd like to tell you that this liver survived this podcast.
But it didn't.
So we're live.
Yeah. Of course we are.
Liver Dufresne. Crawl through 500 miles.
Lots of shit. Yeah. Fuck, what was the town? What was the town he was going to? In Watu? No.
Oh, yeah, no, I think you're right.
You know what?
No, that sounds
right?
Yeah, that sounds too like Hawaiian.
It was something like that.
Something
Mogadishu?
Mogadishu.
I was gonna say Machu Picchu.
I'm just Carl's not here. I'm just gonna like
You're filling the void quite well.
me.
Yeah, you're doing
said
great.
it.
That was
You
great.
baited him.
I did a little bit.
That's okay.
All right.
All right, so we have actual questions that we
Spring cleaning?
So, welcome back to the Bar Talk Podcast. I'm your host, Andy, of Inebriart, and I am joined today by Jordan Chapman of Speedwell Tavern.
Let's go!
Jess Hamill of
Longhorn.
I fucking forgot where you are. Vicky Lynch of Tinker Son.
Woo!
Matt of wherever.
Matt Savage of Fisherman's View and
Matt
There
Savage.
you go.
Nice.
Related to Adam Savage? He's like another like ginger.
Maybe.
You know, all gingers
I'll
are
take-
related,
I'll
obviously,
take that.
Somewhere
somehow.
down the line.
No,
I'll take it.
We will tell.
He kind of looks a little Adam Savage-y.
Yeah.
He's got-
we will say what year.
Mythbusters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh!
Oh my God. To be fair, we've been recording an episode already.
Oh, fuck.
But we have
None of us drink. We're all sober.
The
And
definite,
Fish of Fisherman's View.
the best first name to the tag name of the last name Savage is
My father.
Yeah.
which is super savage,
No.
mega savage.
It's
No.
Dick Savage.
Yes!
I thought.
Oh my god!
No, we're going right back around.
no,
right
we're
back
not.
around to it.
No, we're not.
Right back around to it.
That's amazing.
It's the theme of the
Oh
episode.
my god, that's a porn name
Oh yeah.
for sure.
Dick Savage.
Yeah.
And he is a great
Maybe he's
man.
born with it.
He
Maybe
is
he's
a
born with
great,
it.
great man. And his name is Dick. and
Calm down,
thank God for
Jess.
that.
Jesus.
Anyway.
All right,
It's like, I just fucking love it.
and we're
I just fucking love his
I
name.
love it. I will be Miss Savage one day.
all right.
I will Savage Bond on
First of all, I'd like to apologize to our listeners for everything you're about to hear.
You're welcome.
I can't help
You're
it.
welcome. No apology. You're welcome.
I love you,
You're
Dad.
welcome.
That was good.
We
Wait,
love
we
you,
have Fish
Dick.
here too. We do have you here too. We didn't forget
Right.
about you. We kind of skipped over that.
And
'cause the Dick
so we
Savage
also
talked
have
about it.
Nobody cares about me, Jeff.
we also
Or Vicky. Nobody cares.
we also have
Vicky, I just brought it back around. Anyway, sorry.
you still my job? You want to do my job? Is that what you want?
Yeah, what do you got? Let me see.
No, fuck you. It's fine. Whatever.
Anyone's concealed.
Do I come to take your son and slap the margarita out of your hand?
Look, no offense, Andy. Don't give her your job. She can probably pronounce people's names.
Oh, that's hurtful.
Is it?
All right, so we have so this is our spring cleaning episode. I have a shit ton of questions
Good.
that have been piling up for I don't know when,
Months?
maybe. So we're just gonna answer them regardless of what they are. And the first one comes from Vicky. I can pronounce this name, Grace Flowers.
Okay. Oh, it's beautiful.
Do you
Grace Flowers. That's actually.
Oh shit!
You know what? She actually.
So
Pronounce our job.
She knew you were gonna do this.
this one comes from Grace Flowers. Do you serve someone you don't like or pass the table off to someone else?
Ooh.
Okay.
I feel like this one goes directly to
Yeah.
Vicky and
I would say so.
I mean,
Jess.
personally, I would probably serve somebody I don't like because ultimately you're kind of in charge of that situation. But
That seems responsible and not a true answer.
that is actually my true answer. I don't know if you know me at all. I mean, I'm.
But are you working alone or are you working with somebody?
So, if I was working alone, you wouldn't have a choice. If I was right, you have to go into that situation no matter what. You have to try, and it's my reputation on the line,
Right.
so you have to be respectful, polite. I've been in that situation, definitely not a great
what's the
time.
level of
just
yeah?
Because it also
dislike.
depends. Because I've had customers that. I'm like, I don't know how much detail I should go into. There's been some older men.
Do not
I
name
mean
them
older.
specifically.
I mean older.
Do not name Jordan specifically.
Shit, I thought that's what we're supposed to do.
Is that what happens when Carl's gone? I'm that guy now?
yeah.
I'm
You-
fucking so, oh my God. I'm like the most respectful fucking
No.
dickhead ass.
Okay.
person.
Yeah, get out there.
It depends on your level of dislike. If it's somebody that I'm like, I could do without you, I'm like, okay, well, like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here no matter what. If there's somebody that I'm like, there's beef for whatever reason, if you have the option, obviously it's probably better to pass off for obvious reasons. You don't want, because they're also there trying to have a good experience too, and obviously that's part of the job.
Yeah.
As much as you want to be like, fuck you,
Yeah. Well,
they're there to have a time too, and
Yeah.
it's easier to pass it off to somebody if you have the option.
Yeah,
as much
if you
as I would try
have
to
the
be me.
option, I think
Yeah.
just pass it off. But
Yeah.
like, there's been plenty of people I do not want to serve.
Yeah.
But I've been forced to. But I will say one thing: if you're just not comfortable with serving somebody, you're not going to give them the best service. So like,
Right, which goes
why
double
would
whammy. It goes both ways,
Do you know what I mean?
right?
Like, why would you do that? I mean, I've gone as far as to be like, there's been a bad situation where I've been like, I need a waitress to come back here and just like
Take it over.
just take an order
Yeah.
and like do whatever, so I don't have to deal with it. That's
Yeah.
an extreme circumstance. But like, if like two bartenders are around and you're like, yo, that guy was an asshole to me last time. Do you mind if you just take it? You know.
For example,
just do that.
somebody literally told me the difference between Victoria and Vicky, which not offended. I'm like, fuck you, dude. The difference between
you.
the difference between Vicky and
Fuck you,
Victoria
Ken.
was the difference between a $20,000 a year salary and a $200,000 a year salary. And I was like,
Wow.
he was like, well, if you were a lawyer, but I was like, well, good thing I don't want to be a fucking lawyer
Right,
then, right?
yeah.
Like, I'm Vicky. Like, that's who I am. You can call me
Yeah.
Victoria if that makes you more comfortable, blah, blah, blah. So this,
Yeah.
it depends on your level of dislike and probably personal reasons versus somebody that's just going to be an
Just
asshole
being
because they're
an
an
asshole.
asshole.
I
You're
feel like
especially
this
as
is
a restaurant, you have regulars, like, you
This
know.
is a very gender specific question, I think, because like if I don't like someone,
It can be, but
It-
no,
but-
I was
it
gonna
is
say
very-
not.
No,
yeah, what do you got?
No, I mean not necessarily.
you don't think so?
No.
No, not at all.
Because I work with a lot of people I don't like, and it's just business.
Yeah, Andy,
But
You work with a lot of people that you don't like.
You work
but
for-
you
interesting,
serve.
But I
Like, you would it service upon.
but I
like,
never feel like I'm at risk.
Okay, so there's
It's not like a
But
this guy's
it's not at
skeevy
risk
and I don't
that
like
we're
him because he's
talking. It's just,
skeevy.
like, uncomfortable.
Well, then that's a way deeper thing because there's been times that you're serving somebody that you can understand now that there's a level of disrespect that's happening when
Yeah.
doesn't mean there's
Yeah.
beef or whatever. That then you're like, well, guess what? I have your beer right here. I'm not giving it to you unless you shut the fuck up or unless
Yeah, I'll say
unless you
they'll go
stop
both
saying what
ways.
you're doing.
Yeah.
The sexualization of it too.
So
is like,
Jordan goes.
So
You
with
heard
that-
it here
yeah.
first.
Well, I was
Jordan.
gonna say, a lot of
Jordan
people
goes both ways.
would probably relate. Like there's a lot of these dudes come in and they want a female.
Right, yeah,
They
yeah.
want a female waitress and they immediately mistreat a
male because of that?
Or a male server
Interesting,
because
yeah.
they're a male.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Because they
I
want to
can't
look at
even-
something and
I
they
can't
have
even
that.
tell you how many times I've heard like, oh yeah, thanks for the beer, but I wish that fucking bitch over there gave it to me.
Exactly,
Seriously, and
which is
it's
yeah.
But
true.
but
It definitely is.
but I think my point is that from that standpoint, you're like, okay, I don't have a problem going out to my car, where someone like. And I'm
Like us.
I'm being very presumptuous.
okay, but that's
where
fine.
like
I know what you're saying, though.
where Jess and Vicky might be
Yeah.
like, this guy skeeved me out to the point where I'm concerned. I need someone to walk me out to my car.
Shave in my
On that
pocket.
note,
Yeah, don't worry, we're ready for it. We're ready for it.
Yeah.
In case you know who we are and where we work, we're ready for it.
55-year-old women that
Oh, come on
trying
now.
to hit on me.
All right, Matt, calm down. All right. I
I
guarantee
believe it,
it's not
though.
the
I
same.
do. I believe it though.
Ruthless
You might be a
movement.
bartender job, Andy, 'cause you sound like you're kind of open to that.
First of all, Matt, you're a good looking
But
dude,
just-
but I feel like, whatever.
But to answer the question, to serve
Yeah.
somebody if you don't like waiting on them, there's very different levels of doing it. Like, do you
Yeah.
pass somebody off or do you not? Okay, well, if somebody's like sexually harassing you to the point where you don't feel comfortable like serving them, then yeah, pass them off to somebody else. If you actually are alone and you don't want to serve them for, hey, last time this guy came in here, he said
didn't-
something offensive
yeah.
to me. Hey, go fuck yourself. You can leave. Then you could have the opportunity to do that. Or I would
Right.
at least hope that your establishment would
have the
allow you
yeah.
to do that.
I was about to
because-
say that's what speed.
You know what
we
I mean?
just
Like-
we just bar them immediately after
Right.
that first initial. It's just not worth it.
It's not.
It's
like,
not. I
For the
just-
extra few bucks for
and if they
Yeah,
come in at
for
a different
everybody
time and
involved.
you're not there, that's fine.
Yeah.
But, that's not fine. But, like, the other people that are waiting on them don't see that. But if you have a personal problem with them, then don't wait on them. Just don't wait on them. Just
well, like you
just
said, there's gonna be a
pass it
level
off
of
to
service
somebody
that
else.
is
Yeah.
gonna be maybe not up to par with them,
Yeah.
and you're gonna feel uncomfortable too. So it's a double.
Yeah,
It's a double whammy for
double-edged
everybody.
sword.
Yeah,
Also,
for everybody.
It carries over
Yeah.
to other guests because
Yeah.
they witness it.
Yeah.
And that makes them uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
So there's definitely many factors to that question, of course,
Yeah.
of what's the
That
level of.
always-
Those-
we
those-
never answer the question.
Yeah.
That's all right. That's all right.
Number one.
Therefore,
Yeah.
you have to figure it out on your own.
The best questions are the ones that don't get answered.
There you
Everything
go.
is super ambiguous.
All right.
Never
Perfect.
All
Love
right. Amy Jo, opinions, please. What do you all think about hiring male bartenders in an establishment that hosts more men than women? I personally think if you have men behind the pine, you bring more women. My bar now has only females day and night shifts behind the bar. This will
So
probably
she a
long
little
question.
bitter.
What do
she a
you
little
all
bit
think?
angel.
Side note, my caterer, we cater to mostly Ford and UPS employees. Mostly men, but a lot of women too.
So this is very specific.
This
Yeah,
is
this
very,
is a very
this is
specific
very
thing to
specific.
say.
They're probably from Detroit.
I would assume so. I would assume so. It sounds very Detroity. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Hard-working class.
so
men that
let's
just
put
wanna,
this
like,
because Jordan can relate to this because he does the hiring. But Jess, I'm sure you've done some hiring, Sean.
I've done a lot of hiring.
So
Yeah, sure.
if you're hiring, do you have a preference towards penisy or vagina bartenders?
Penis.
Penis-y.
Exact penises.
George's just shaking his head like,
Gross
don't
vagina.
put me in this.
Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
How many veins you got wrong?
Yeah. How many veins you got rocking?
So drop your pants and we'll talk
Does
about
it look like a map of Boston? Can I take the tea to the tip?
Quote of the day. He doesn't love
I just don't want to go to the Back Bay. I don't know what that means, but I don't want to go there.
Just stay on the fence.
Hi-yo. No, I don't. I take experience first. I think personality second. I think is like usually when I hire somebody, because if they don't have the experience, then if they have the personality, I'm like, well, we can train them or whatever.
Yeah.
But that's like a super odd question, like very, 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 very specific.
And of course, catered to the place that she's
Wherever they
working
work,
or
yeah.
regular at.
I've
yeah.
worked at places where they literally have been like, if a female walks in and they apply, and the owners have asked me to write on a scale of 1 to 10 how hot they are on the top,
Yep.
and I have to like write a number and like
Really?
circle it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm like,
I've worked at places where people come in and apply, and we had markers like red, green, and yellow to rate their looks.
Really though, really?
That's harsh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
And listen, there is something to be said about how you carry yourself. And
Of
being
course.
clean
Of
and
course
all that.
there
And
is.
that's not what we're
Of
talking
course
about.
there is.
This is straight up profiling.
Yeah, absolutely.
Based on, because let's all be honest, there is a degree of bartenders being basically billboards and servers being
Yeah, of
They're eye
course.
candy.
Of course there
They're eye
is.
candy. Yeah, absolutely.
And we'll put this aside too. Male guests, whether married, not, whatever age they are, tend to be more vocal and more likely to go out to a bar if there's something that they like to look at.
Definitely.
Let's
True.
be
That's
honest
definitely
about that,
true.
right?
Yeah, it's
not
so
to
true.
say that females don't go to bar looking for a hot male bartender.
they
Not to say
definitely
that,
don't. I'm gonna say that.
But if there is
I've never
fucking
gone to a bar to
statistics
think
involved,
about it.
So,
No, you're right, you're right.
but it,
Let the record say
But
that
no.
Jess is wrong.
Matt, I'll go to whatever bar you're at.
that being said, I
But in a
don't go
weird statistically type of way, it seems like that is the norm, and that kind of makes sense. Does it seem like that's actually maybe one more of a female-dominated industry? If
Right.
But
out of
so
all,
to look at it from the other side, being a female in that industry, do you lean into that? Are you like, I'm going to wear this low-cut shirt because I get better tips?
I think there's times that it's appropriate. This time, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, I think it's hard to not indulge in that too.
From a guy,
He wants to talk truth. He wants
from
to
a
talk
guy
truth.
that does
and
tip
truths
heavy,
are that, right?
like,
Because if it's there for the taking, then you're gonna probably take it in the same way. But it goes double way. There still needs to be a
Yeah.
level of respect.
And can I
I'm
defend
still
myself as a bar owner, too?
I still am a human being.
Yeah.
Because when we're hiring,
Yeah.
we say we're
Yeah.
looking for a server or a bartender. Well, who's the people most get? It doesn't matter. My bar
doesn't-
might be fair
yeah.
for everybody across the board, male, female, doesn't
Yeah.
matter. But the people that tend to have the experience, like Jess was talking about, tend to be female because that's maybe there's other bars that only hire
Yeah.
females. So like that's the hiring pool I'm
Yeah.
given. It's not that I'm targeting females behind my bar or on my floor.
It's a good
It's the
point,
fact
too.
that's-
Yeah, that's
maybe there are
definitely-
other bars where they
I'm-
were unhappy at.
Yeah.
They're
Right
looking for
now-
a bar to work at.
Yeah, right
Yeah.
now, like 90% of applicants are all females.
Yeah.
So
It's
we're just
just-
hiring because we need to fucking hire. Because
And your
now
your
it's-
intention is not to say because she's attractive. You're not going. She's attractive, so I'm going to hire her. Maybe it's
No.
maybe somewhere subconsciously it might be, but I don't think
Yeah.
ever. Like
No, I think experience trumps.
experience
trumps
and
most
personality.
things.
And personality is a big thing, like you said. I feel
I
like.
went to school in Boston, and I worked in bars all throughout the city, and it was difficult as a male to get a job. The only thing that carried me was my experience,
Yeah.
but it was difficult. I'd lose out to a girl, who's very good looking, that's
Has
worth
less
maybe-
experience than you, but
extremely-
because she's
way less
cute.
experience.
Yeah.
So no, it's definitely a female-dominated industry for sure.
But what's actually really funny is that
At least
I think a lot of
on
customers.
on the front of the house side.
Right.
I think a lot of customers actually really relate to a male server or bartender. If that's weird to say.
No, that's
No,
not
I
a way
think
to say
I
it.
think
I'll let
they
you finish your
relate.
point, but I have examples of that.
Right.
Yeah.
I think they relate. So like if like not me as a female would like, oh hey, look at this hot bartender that I'm gonna go see. That's not me. That's not me
Yeah.
personally. But if you have a male bartender, they're more I don't know, they just carry themselves in a different way to you relate to them more. When
Like they
you're
might be
sitting
attractive,
at
but it's not
other
about
side
the
of
attraction. It's
bar.
about them being.
Right?
It's about.
See, I'm going to
Yeah.
go in the opposite direction, and I feel like maybe because I'm a guy, but I feel like that there's a certain amount of like back and forth between a bartender and a customer. That's the
Well,
most
that has to
important
be.
thing.
Isn't
Right.
that?
But I
isn't
feel
so
like
much of
that
the- yeah.
in my personal experience, has been easier to achieve with a female bartender than a dude.
That's funny because I feel like male bartenders actually have more things that they can talk about in relation.
That's not
Right,
surface
because
level.
you're surrounded by
That doesn't
dudes
seem so
watching
surface
sport.
level.
Yeah.
You know what?
Right?
I'm gonna kind of side with Andy, but kind of not in that.
So you're saying I'm right?
Ish.
no?
Rightish, yeah, rightish, yeah.
Ish.
Yeah,
At the same
rightish.
You
time,
did not say that.
a lot of the bartenders we've ended up like in
Like I can think of like
like the people I will see when they're not working
yeah.
are women, but I don't know how much of that is because
It's
the
tricky because you're like
prohibitive
that kind of
majority
person?
well, not just that, but the prohibitive majority of the bartenders we've interacted with on
Yeah.
like
On the
long-term
basis
More normal,
that you are.
yeah.
Right.
are
Yeah.
women. I mean, like even going back to when Andy and I started hanging out and drinking a lot together. I mean, a lot.
we don't drink a lot together.
Nah.
It's not together.
We're all sober.
We
I
don't.
just
It's
said that we're all
not.
sober.
It's not like a thing. Whatever.
Dude, it's like 2:30 on a Tuesday. It's totally
Stop.
fine.
But it's only 2:30 and I don't have this much to drink.
Thank God.
But even when we were like drinking a ton at chain restaurant that I'm not supposed to name because they're not sponsoring us. There
Jordan.
were maybe 3 guys behind the bar.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I mean, mind you, we were on very good terms with all 3 of them, but the other half dozen women are all people that, I mean, for God's sakes, we were at one of their weddings. I mean, these are people
Yeah.
who,
Right.
like, we built friendships with, and at the same time, I don't
We
know
built
if
a
it's-
business around being friends with bartenders.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah.
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 But at the same time, it's one of those things where I don't know if it's a man-woman thing or if it's just a...
Do you think it's a personality thing?
Well, that's what I was just going to
like
say.
that.
So Jess
The
made a
pers-
point, yeah.
Like the
That's the
personality to be a good
point. Yeah.
bartender is the kind of personality that we mesh with, and I don't know
Yeah.
how to
So
divide
is it?
on a man-woman
So maybe
split.
men are less douchey.
No.
I don't know.
I mean, I think there's a certain personality that needs to be behind a bar, and that goes for everybody.
Well, that's what you said. Like, first
Yeah.
thing as a hiring is experience,
Yeah.
and then second is personality, because
Right.
you have to be able to be personable and
But I
listen
guess
to people when
actually-
they're venting, or listen to people when they're
Actually,
talking, or
I
like,
guess
and be able to.
personality and experience actually kind of coincide because
yeah.
if someone has a great personality,
Oh, thank you.
but you, so I'm gonna
that wasn't about me. That wasn't about me. Sorry.
This fucking guy.
No,
If you have a
offense,
great
Andy, you are not
personality-
getting by your looks.
Yeah. All
but
right,
you
fair.
have 0 experience or less experience, I feel like I'm able to train.
At least it's trainable, exactly. Yeah,
Right.
because
But
so
they
much of it is being able to
Yeah.
to relate to you, or being able to
But I
talk to you
guess
about
that
this, or being able
doesn't-
to. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter
Yeah.
whether you're male or female. If you have the experience and the personality and the drive,
drive, yeah.
to do something, that's what I'm going to hire you for.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know?
someone that Jess and I worked with had literally
No
zero
experience.
and she's probably one of the
best bartenders.
I've
Really?
ever worked with.
God.
Yeah.
She's just, her name is Becca, and she's the greatest bartender and person ever.
Yeah.
Right.
And she never had any experience before. And she just got hired just because she just had that confidence and she
Yeah.
had that experience. But did I hire her as a female? Absolutely not.
Yeah, it wasn't your intention.
Absolutely
it wasn't behind the
not.
hiring. Yeah.
Right. I do think on some level the fact that you are a woman doing the hiring kind of like is a factor because
But I
mean,
don't
it has
hire.
to be-
I don't hire solely me personally.
no, but at
I
the
actually
same-
have to go through 4 people.
But I guess
to
what he's
hire.
saying, I guess, if
But
it
at
was
the
you,
same
if it
time,
was you versus
like your opinion on how
yeah.
competent someone is isn't necessarily going to be shaded by say how hot they are
Right.
or how hot guys will think they are
Right.
because
Right.
it's
Which is
not
beneficial.
something you're looking at.
Yeah.
Like
I'm definitely not.
no, it's just like it's not something you care about. It's not something you're looking for.
No.
You're looking for competence,
Right.
which is a really good counterbalance to somebody who is only hiring depending on how
Holy
good
shit!
they
Look at how
have
drunk
hands.
Fish is. Like he's like talking and stuff.
he's
Like,
talking into
I
the
know, right?
microphone.
It's good.
I'm a really I'm in the sweet spot of I am eloquent, incoherent, and don't have to drive, so I don't care.
Perfect. That's actually perfect.
Strangely, that won't get edited
All right,
out.
we'll let you have that.
Calm the fuck
I
down. All
said it
right.
in one take. Fuck off.
So again, we
So
did
again, we
answer
did
the
not-
question.
I have no idea if we answered that question. All right. So this one, I don't have a name for this one. And again, bear in mind this is spring cleaning. We are having an Easter egg hunt at work. Really?
First things first.
There are no eggs hidden, and we have them in our aprons. We're randomly pretending to find them, so this one waitress is getting frustrated because she can't find any.
Wait, where is this going? Where is this going? Wait.
It's not really a question, but that's fucking amazing.
So she fired?
No, but like, you know how you fuck with the new people.
Oh, it's a new waitress.
So you have like one waitress that has no idea, and all the other waitresses have Easter eggs in their aprons.
Because she doesn't know if it's a joke.
She's looking for the fucking eggs, and everyone's like, I found a red one.
And they have it in their
That's
fucking
pretty good.
apron.
That's amazing.
I'm like, wow, that's kind of
Because
fucking
we've
sad.
talked a lot about the fucking hazing. Yeah.
It's kind of fucking sad.
All right. So what? So this was a really good one. This is
silverware wrap.
yeah. This is a very good seasonal one. Like, do you have any seasonal ones? Like, what is the like?
So we're asking about
That's a good one.
So are we asking about like
You,
our
you-
experience?
no,
with
no,
trips?
but yeah,
I mean,
the-
yes,
the-
but also how would
Yeah.
you hate? How would you seasonally haze your employees?
or just
I got it.
or the cordless extension cord. That
You
kind
got a
of
lot? Oh, I'm like, shit,
Yeah.
I don't
I
do
get,
nothing. I don't
you gotta get the
Yeah,
fish.
Matt, Matt doesn't
So,
Do your job.
Let's hear it.
Today is May the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
My first bar backing job. At the end of the night, the bartenders that were on asked me to go get the extended tweezers and pull the limes out of Corona bottles.
Yep.
That is a good one.
That's a good one.
Really?
Extended tweezers.
Yeah. Really?
Yeah. So and I was like, I was 18. I very new to the business. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I ran around the restaurant for like probably fucking 25 minutes, like asking people, and everyone's just like, "Is this kid fucking serious?"
Well, I actually have a similar thing. On Cinco de Mayo, we had a bus boy.
That's tomorrow.
I know.
That's tomorrow.
That is tomorrow.
Yeah, it's tomorrow.
Hitch is playing at Soundcheck. Shameless plug.
Who's playing the soundtrack?
Hitch, Brian Hitchings.
All right.
Are you guys going?
By the
Wait, are
time
you guys
this is
going?
released, he would have.
Will already.
Yeah, this is already.
Come and knock on.
Shit.
I'm sorry. I'm doing an online cooking
Especially
class.
with Fish in the condition he's in right now.
He's falling over in his
How
chair.
talky he is.
So, yeah.
You're like a fish out of water.
Cinco de Mayo. About like, I don't know, like 6 years ago, however long I worked back at San Diego's. Great place. We had a busboy that, you motherfucker, that's where I met you.
I know.
Oh,
That's the best part about it.
Yeah, I love
We had a
$17
busboy that
margaritas.
started that week, and like part of his training was like in the midst of Cinco de Mayo. And one of the servers told him that he needed to take all the limes out of the Corona bottles, and he had a fucking butter knife, and he's fucking scraping them out. And I walk back, and I go, "Motherfucker, what are you doing?" And one of the servers is like, and I'm like, "Are you fucking serious? You made this fucking
All right.
kid try to peel all the limes out?"
Let me ask you this from a supervisor standpoint, because I've had people do this to employees that work for me,
Okay.
where I'd be like, okay, that was funny, but we have shit to do.
Bartending at that time, I didn't give a shit.
It's like,
Yeah,
I
it was
get
your
it.
job to- yeah.
You fucked with a new kid, but
Yeah.
we have things we need to
We
do.
have to do. No, I think it's some of the other good pranks I've had were the bucket of steam,
Bucket of steam.
which surprisingly
thing.
enough
What is
actually
that?
can happen.
It's a real thing.
So I've only
It's
been a
a real
bartender for like a
thing.
year. I'm a newbie. I'm a baby. I'm a baby. See? I'm glad I mentioned this. I'm glad I mentioned this. I'm like, what the fuck is
We have
happening?
to change subjects.
No. I'm glad. This is experience. This is
The bucket of
wisdom.
steam. I don't know how they did this, but they literally actually there was a kitchen manager that I worked with at the BBC, and his brother was like a pizza cook, and he goes, "You need to fucking get a bucket of steam." And his brother is so fucking smart, and he comes up. He comes with the bucket and he lifts open the lid and steam comes out. And he goes, "How the fuck did you just do that?" And literally, he was like,
Yeah, science
he's
bitch.
like,
Yeah, exactly.
it was like a mic drop on all sorts of levels, and his
'Cause it was
brother still to
unexpected,
this
right?
day has no idea how he did it. And
It's
I
not
don't.
that hard.
It's got to be like you just fill with hot
boiled
water,
water- boiling
something.
water with a
I
lid
don't
on
know,
top, right?
I don't
It's
know.
like you have steam, you hold the bucket upside down over the steam, put the cover on the bucket,
Trap it.
and then you go to wherever you
Where
want to
did you
show
get the
up.
motherfucking steam from?
Wherever.
Hot water. Hot water.
Okay, the hot
Like
water
boiling.
is
No,
in, like,
boiling.
the coffee-
Boiling. It has to be boiling
in
water.
like the
Yeah.
coffee area, which is in the service station, which he clearly wasn't in.
All right, so you
You put hot water in a bucket, you put it in
magic.
the walk-in cooler for a
Magic.
second, you bring it back out.
Magic. It's fucking
I wasn't there when it
Bucket of
happened.
steam! got a rice peeler. You know the guys in the
Rice peeler?
Out of that is like
The
a
glass
50-year-old glass magnet.
Glass magnet.
Out of all
I
the
should say
we just dropped a glass.
I'm actually grateful. I'm grateful for this because I'm learning the hard way. So if anybody
Glass
tries to
magnet,
fuck with me ahead of time, I'll know.
I had
I'll know. I'll know.
This is the Vicky Lynch.
tutorials. Yeah. We had
Vicky's gonna hang out with
I'm
us for like
learning.
2 hours to come back like an expert bartender. I'm
Yeah.
making a beer
glass magnet.
Yeah,
But
glass
in all
magnet.
the bullshit people are gonna try to put
I'll
on
know
her,
it.
she knows.
Yeah, I'll be like, oh,
rice
you can't fuck with me. I know
rice
it.
peeler.
I told the story of the rice peeler on here before, but I'll do it again real quick. There was the angriest fucking head chef of all time working at a banquet restaurant that had like 200 employees, and he was the head chef, and he was the fucking biggest dickhead, Peter. Peter, I don't give a fuck. I'm naming you. You fucking
bet I know the
suck.
name.
Peter Smile Restaurant in Swansea. Peter, you were the head chef 20 years ago. I fucking hate you.
Wow. Okay.
So
Passionate. He's very passionate about this.
I was a busboy, and I worked a la carte, which was the dining room, but they threw me in banquet one day, which was where Peter worked, and they were like, hey, can you go ask, and they just fucking roasted me, because everybody hated the a la carte kids. Can you go ask Peter for a fucking rice peeler? And I go back there, I'm like, hey, Peter, they're just asking for the rice peeler, man, I don't really know what I'm doing. What the fuck are you asking for? Slamming a pan, blah, 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 blah. Rice peeler, dude. Rice peeler.
That's a fucking riot. So I had
Look, first of all, if you've never had rice without a shell, I don't know how to tell you.
I don't even know. Yeah, rice peeler.
Look,
I think
you've never shucked your rice, Jordan. I'm sorry.
You need to learn.
there was one time we had a server who ordered a Long Island iced tea. She came through the printer. The bartender comes over and he goes, oh my god, we ran out of Long Island iced tea. I need you to go downstairs and change the bag for a Long Island iced tea. And she's thinking it's like the same as like a regular iced tea bag or like, Coca-Cola bag, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, big.
And,
It's Lipton.
right? Oh, it's Lipton.
It's Lipton.
Change the Long Island Lipton bag. And
Yeah.
so she's like, so she goes downstairs. She has no idea what's going on. She goes downstairs. She comes up. She goes, I don't see it. It just all says like iced tea, like whatever. I don't see Long Island iced tea. She's like, no. And he's like all frustrated. He's like, no, you have to go downstairs and go and change the Long Island bag. So she fucking runs back downstairs and she comes back and he goes, you motherfucker, there's no such thing as a Long Island iced tea bag.
That's so fucked up.
And
Okay.
like, all this time, like she could have been doing something else. He was like, yeah, fuck you.
So is this with all the places you guys have worked? Because I have not. I mean, I guess I've only been in one or two now bars.
All right.
I have
So
not.
So
I
this
have
question's
not-
for Vicky.
Okay.
Oh, there we go.
All right, everyone. With Thanksgiving coming up, what's your schedule?
in about 8 months or so. Like 6 or 8 months.
What's your schedule looking like? I got 9 days in a row. What was your schedule like, Vicky, for Thanksgiving?
I have no fucking idea. That was way too long ago. I don't even know what happened yesterday.
So we answered that question. Hannah Nassar.
Thank you.
What is the highest tab you've ever got with a tip? Oh, what is the highest tab you ever got with a 0 tip at the end? And how much did you have to tip out on it? If you get a zero, so if you get if you get a 0 tip, you have to tip. I feel like that's
honestly, it depends.
Well, because tip outs are collective the whole night or the whole day. Tip outs are that,
Yeah, that's a whole thing.
So,
but if
but
you don't
one
get,
tip is one check.
Yeah.
So that's two different. Yeah, definitely.
The biggest tip I got $0 on was when I went to the place downtown, and this guy came with these 2 strippers. That is actually a God honest true story.
Wait. What place and what day was this?
It was Andy. That's
First of all,
he literally.
I wish it was Andy.
This is what I worked
I
at.
wish it was
At
Andy.
East Bay Grill.
Okay.
Way back in the day. And he came with 2 strippers. He ordered a bottle of Dom Perignon, which actually when I opened it, it went like
It went.
yeah. Literally, like, and luckily they were too busy, like, with themselves. So
Wait. Hang on.
I wish you could have the visual
Wait.
too. I know. I wish you could have the visual. We need a visual.
What's the Sawzall sound?
The sound effects from Jess Hamill.
No, that's not it.
1 hour episode of just her.
Do the drill again. Do the drill again.
That was me. That was not a thing.
I think that was a fart. I don't really know what that was.
Look, I'm on point. Okay,
All right.
I'm sorry.
No, that's great. Sorry.
Anyway.
Purpose, go on.
So these fucking bitches came in.
I came in with these bitches.
And they had a bottle of Dom, and he tipped me $0 on the bottle of Dom, and he tipped me like $5 on the rest of his food. Wow. So I guess it's like he bought them separately. So like,
But we can pay for shipping.
But still, I feel
like what?
he paid me $0 for the bottle of Dom.
That seems
But
crazy.
that was like a fucking $100 and something, and he was like, "Well, he's like, all you did was open it." I'm like, "Motherfucker, I barely opened it because it was fucking old as shit." I'm like, it's like, you still gotta fucking pay me for it, like. And he was a piece of shit.
Obviously,
I have no idea who the guy is,
evidently.
but I got $0 on $100 and something plus the food, which was like $300. So I've got $0 on like.
Really? Like a $300 or $400 tab?
Yeah.
I would personally like to shout out Josh Beckett.
Oh.
Josh?
Here we go.
That's like a football, baseball person.
Oh, no.
He used to pitch for the Red Sox. I worked
Oh,
on Boylston Street.
okay.
Uh-oh.
He came in one night and probably rang up like a $1,300 tab. And I don't think he left me a fucking dollar. So Josh Beckett, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, fuck you, John.
Wow.
Fish.
Can we just sue for that shit? I feel like.
That's
Can we
this. You're a baseball guy.
I've never worked. Josh Beckett's never tried to tip me. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't know.
Oh, also Dan Copen. Fuck
Oh.
you too.
There we go.
Wow.
Wow.
The nicest athlete I've ever served, which is going to sound wild to a lot of people, was Rasheed Wallace when he played for the Pistons.
Oh, I love Rasheed Wallace.
Wow.
Or he was a Celtic.
That's like a thing I have no idea what we're talking about.
Me too. I really don't.
Okay, so the Celtics-
I really don't either.
Is he like super tall?
Yeah.
Celtics play basketball.
He do the dribble.
He's got to work with Andy. Andy does not like tall people.
Yeah, he's a sweet dude. He's a really good dude. Rasheed Wallace.
I've heard. The weird thing
That
is,
should
like,
be another question. That
off
should
the
be
court, I've never heard anything
What
negative
celebrities
about
have
Rasheed.
you,
like, yeah, what's
No,
celebrity?
Oh, we've had that question
on
before.
the court.
On the court, he's an
He's
asshole.
Yeah.
Like I
Why am I on the
like the
non-sports side?
only professional.
I'm on the non-sports
athlete
side. I
any
don't really
actual
know.
interaction with a
Yeah.
sex
really
offender.
I mean, I know why, because I'm not.
Oh, Senator.
You're not really
yeah.
into
Nicest
Nice.
Because I just don't care.
So that would make sense.
And
Yeah.
that's
Hey, rein it in. This is not a sports podcast. Someone hit fish with something.
Andy wants to rail it, bring it back.
I don't want to rail
No,
fish.
sorry, I was
No,
going to say
no.
bring it back.
I
to
want to rein it in. Jesus,
I was going to say
Vicky.
back in the track.
Don't start
back in the
writing.
rails. No.
Don't start writing fan fiction about our podcast. All right.
All right, so
It's already happening. Sorry.
Yes.
Right.
All right,
Yes.
cool. I'm in for that. I'm in for
entirely
that.
down with
2007, thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Well, what I'm saying is like I feel like then a good question would be like what celebrities people have waited.
Sure. Anyway,
We've definitely done that before.
I haven't really waited on
Nobody.
Matt, have you?
Nobody.
I feel like Matt's gonna go sportsy.
No,
Yeah.
It's okay.
I have. I worked in Boston for a long time at a number of different places. I've served quite a few people. I worked at a place off of Boylston Street. It was a bowling alley called King's. And
Yeah, I know Kings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On Sundays after day games, if Brady wasn't like injured or feeling shitty, he and Giselle would come in, and I'm not kidding. And we had 4 private lanes, and they would shut down the entire like side of the establishment just for them.
Really?
They were
Yeah.
super sweet. They'd come in through the back door, super pleasant.
All right, well, I
Really
feel
nice.
like that's the end of that question because
Because
no
you
one
just-
fucking top that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, nobody.
See you
No,
later.
I did not hang out with them. I served them.
Still though, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I have a lot of experience with that.
wait, this is important. Did they tip well?
Yes, they always did.
Yeah.
No, Frank.
Like way too much.
if you're making
Yeah.
Giselle money, you should fucking tip well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. This is great.
Tom Brady.
Sports are awesome. Okay.
Sports are awesome. So anyway.
Fuck me. So, all right.
Oh, you need to say that name. it.
Look at it.
Say it.
Yes.
You can see it.
Chinoso.
Nikwacha. Chinosa Nikwacha.
Nailed it. Can you teach Andy how to do that?
I just did it.
You did great. You did great, sweetie.
Am I
You did
wrong?
great.
That's
You did
what it
great.
says.
You
All
did
right.
really good.
Are your tips as good now compared to before pandemic?
Better.
They are better.
No. I will say at the beginning when everyone started coming back out.
Oh my god. Yeah, it was
they
crazy.
were significantly better.
Yeah.
Especially on takeout. People would
Yeah.
tip like you serve them the entire time.
Yeah.
Right.
They tip like 20-25% or whatever. But recently it's gone back kind of to normal. But some people still tip very well right now.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's
definitely.
better. It is better.
I think
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
are way
Yeah,
more
yeah.
considerate.
Yeah.
But I mean, at some point, you have to understand it's getting back to normal for everyone.
Right. So exactly.
For a guy who's unemployed, you can't expect me to tip 75%.
Right.
No.
That's what the
You better
stimulus
fucking
check
get
is
that.
for.
That's what I was thinking, baby.
I don't. First of all, I don't tip at Speedwell at all. So
I know.
You
we
know
got
better.
on this.
I'd be like,
Number one.
what do you mean this
Number
isn't
one.
comped?
Drag 10
What do you mean
minutes.
this isn't comped?
Jordan, Andy's on a list, which is why I always had to go next door to get food.
He knew better.
True story.
They at least probably just don't recognize me, which is probably a lot safer.
All right. So
Well, that's Indy, then on tip guy.
Summer Osborne
Not
says
fine.
Summer Osborne. I got that.
Summer Osborne, nice.
Yeah, I know. I got it. Okay, maybe I'm dumb or uneducated, but I've always
Possibly.
tipped 20% on my to-go orders. But my coworkers today informed me that 10% is the normal. What do you guys tip on to-go?
To go, well, again.
Ooh,
that's
that is so.
Well, this is
that's so
super-
like
yeah, this is
COVID,
super interesting.
pre-COVID kind of.
Because I see now, like, takeouts, a lot of people, as far as takeout goes, don't tip at all. Like, there's very, very, I mean, maybe downtown Plymouth versus Norwell and stuff
Okay.
might be
I
a
don't
bit
know.
different.
I have girls that work for me, and sometimes they make more money than some of the servers.
Well, so I've noticed that.
takeout.
I
Really?
also noticed that. I definitely
Really?
noticed that.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's been a little bit more of a balance now, but
It's
yeah.
more of quantity versus quality.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
if you have 130 something takeouts in a night
I would-
between
With
four
$5
and five people, with $5 each, and
Yeah.
you know
Right.
it's different.
So
So, it's quick service versus.
I'm telling you, typically I don't
Yeah.
tip on to-go
At all.
because you're not providing a service.
So that's why. So lately I've been
if you
understanding that.
deliver or if you wait on me, yes. If
I think it's very tough, 'cause
if I
I
walk into
understand
your
that.
establishment and say, please pass me that thing that's 6 feet away from
there.
me that I can see
I
from
get
that.
it because it's a double whammy because like I
It's
understand the
different.
mentality at the same time. Like when you're
But at
when
the
you're
same
going in,
end-
like I'm not when people are tipping us like it's like I'm giving you a service. I
Right.
see that mentality.
So if I just walk
but
in and be like, pass me that bag.
So, but they also have.
we
to check
pack the
bag.
food.
They
We
also
make sure
have
it's
to pack it.
we
They
pay
have to-
for it.
Kitchen
Come
did
on.
that.
Can I
The
come in
And it's
kitchen
usually
did that.
and usually
Even bigger
and
than
usually and usually it's like an 18-year-old
Alright, sure, go
hostess.
ahead.
It's like a 15 to 17-year-old hostess too
So
at the
if
same
you're-
time.
If you have
know,
someone
usually
hired
making
to handle
money.
just takeout,
Yeah.
I get it a little bit because they're getting paid a higher wage because they're not.
They're also making
necessarily-
they're making
Yes.
hourly.
Yeah.
That I understand.
Yeah.
But when you walk into a place like the Speedwell Tavern, located on 46th
First of all, hang on.
No,
no,
shit.
Listen.
not only serving people but answering the phone and interrupting their
Okay,
service.
we
Also
need to say
true.
answering the phone.
Hear me out.
They answer the one line.
Hear me out.
No, they don't.
Hear me out. Answering the phone, ringing in the order, making sure it's packaged well, instead of taking care of the people that are in house
Yep.
and interrupting their regular
Yep.
service to everybody else. Yeah, sure, you can blame the owner for not hiring someone for doing just takeout, but that's not something we were built for.
Right.
And during COVID, where takeout
No one was
sales
built for takeout.
have
Yeah,
gone up
right.
for sure.
300% because we're not allowed to put as many people in our restaurant as we're legally been paying to do. Board of Health license,
All the
occupancy
above, yeah.
Sends me
license,
to work.
all this stuff we're still paying fees for to be able to do, but not necessarily allowed to because the government came in and told us we weren't allowed to do
Right.
it anymore.
Yeah.
And a lot of people aren't
So-
realizing that side of things as well.
Yeah.
Of
Thank
course,
you
of
very
course,
much.
yeah.
So when you call my restaurant
Yeah.
and ask
Andy
for takeout
And get
take away
voicemail.
my
First of all-
server, who I can, and I'm having issues hiring people because people getting paid more unemployment
Right.
than they were before.
That's a
going
whole
to.
other topic.
And that's a whole other topic, but I won't get into. And you won't tip my server or bartender for taking your takeout order because you don't want to sit in the restaurant or you're too lazy to do So
XYZ,
I'm
yeah.
sorry, I get a little bit pissed off because.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me.
But see, that mentality completely
I
makes
think
sense
it's
too.
So the
But-
original
but-
point is a case by case basis. So
Yeah.
Let me take your reframing and reframe it. So if I
in
go,
for it.
so if I go into Speedwell,
Yep.
it's Michelle, it's Nikki, it's Ashley.
Right.
I love those
say,
guys.
Say that you don't know them personally.
Well, right, I'm getting there.
Okay.
So I know those guys.
Yeah.
So obviously, like, it's $17. Here's $20. Fuck it. I don't. Whatever. I don't
For
care.
the record, Andy is amazing to this people. We'll continue.
I honestly don't care.
I mean,
You're
But-
mad.
They
But-
tolerate
I think
him.
it's takeout in
they tolerate me and I tolerate them. But pre-COVID, I order. We have pizzas tonight.
Yeah.
Correct.
I called in the pizza. Said this is the time. They'll pick it up. I walk in.
Yep.
I didn't feel the need to tip.
The
100%
kitchen
fair.
staff that made the.
But that's
thing gets
no
made
different than if I
anyway.
called
Yeah,
into the
see it.
Speedwell Tavern and said, "Hey,
need to get
these are the tenders I want." And this goes so far back to the point where Fish used to work overnights at Dunkin' Donuts.
I did.
And he gets pissy when you don't tip at Dunkin' Donuts, but I don't tip at McDonald's, and there's no difference between McDonald's and Dunkin' Donuts.
Does McDonald's allow
We've
you
always
to
done
tip?
this, and I know.
We go through this
Does
like all the
McDonald's allow
time.
you to
I
tip?
know because you
It does.
know,
It
like
doesn't
Dunkin'
matter.
Donuts people
But
with,
Dunkin'
like,
Donuts,
bartenders
Dunkin'
do
Donuts
that
people
in
will
their
treat you like shit if you don't tip. But you know what? You don't make a
But
service.
Dunkin' Donuts also fucking
No.
makes your coffee like shit.
No, but that's
Thanks.
not
No,
that's not the
he's
point.
absolutely
You
right.
don't make a fucking
Andy
server's
is
wage.
absolutely
You do not make a
right.
server's wage at Dunkin'
Right.
Donuts.
He's absolutely
No,
right.
Fuck
do
you.
make-
Give me
you
my
make
change.
You make an
Dunkin'
honest
basis
hourly
starts.
rate.
No, mute your fucking thing because McDonald's starts at the same rate. So if I go through McDonald's and order a number 2, medium sized, whatever the fuck that is, and I go through a Dunkin' Donuts and order a number 2, medium sized. Why would I tip? Why would I tip at fucking Dunkin' Donuts?
Here's the
And you know what?
No,
I get
I'm sorry,
shit
I'm sorry, I don't
service
tip
at Dunkin' Donuts.
Coffee places either.
I do, and I don't know why I do.
I get
but-
shit
don't,
service at
because
Dunkin'
you're
Donuts.
getting the
They'll be
same
like,
pay.
"Oh,
I know.
that
You're right.
soda's not cold. Is that okay?" And I'll be like, "Yeah, that's why you're not gonna
So I guess
fucking
the
tip.
difference is,
Can you
where-
put
where are you know
can
where
you
you're
put
shopping,
can you
right?
put cream
If
cheese
you're
on my?"
Because
in a
it's
small
certain
business-
places who.
You're talking about 2 fast food places.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's kind of the point. So like when I go to Speedwell and I go in, I see Michelle behind the counter. She's fucking stressed.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
certain people.
Yeah, like I like Michelle a lot.
Places
I like
like Speedwell and most places in
Of course
most
I'm gonna
small
tip.
places can't afford.
But
to
if I
have
walk
literally just
into-
one person just stand around and
Answering the
take it.
phone.
If I walk into
They
Joe
can't.
Schmo delivery shop, no, I'm not going to tip.
Right.
It's
Right, but
part of what you
Again,
do is provide takeout.
it's different because they're literally
course.
packing it up, calling it in, putting the order in, making sure it's perfect. That's specific to a restaurant, and I guess you wouldn't necessarily know
See,
that
I
if
think
you
the
didn't
difference is
physically
I
see
know
it.
that person and I
but-
don't know that person.
Right.
And I'm
I could
and I'm okay with saying that
Right.
that is
So-
the reason why I like
I work.
I love Ashley that works at Speedwell.
Yeah,
So
I
if
work
she's there,
for
I'm gonna tip her.
a corporate place, and we
And that's your
have
right.
Yeah.
specific people that are.
And if
catering
Jess is
to
there, I'm gonna
takeout.
slap the tip out of her hand.
Hell yeah, you are.
Well, I
I'm
mean,
gonna
you're kind
do
of
it.
like that, all right? All right.
But we have specific people that like take care of our takeout,
Yeah.
and if anything goes wrong, it's on them. So it's not like it's again we're a corporate restaurant, so we don't like we pay them a decent. We don't pay them a
So-
decent
so
amount
let-
like we did like a kitchen guy.
Well,
or
let me
whatever,
let
like-
me. So there's a local place, and I love this place. Their food's amazing. Sorry, Jordan. KKD's.
Oh yeah.
Excited. I love
Yeah.
KKD.
I love
Everybody
them
loves KKD's. They have a restaurant side, and then
a
they have a
takeout
different
side.
location for an takeout. If I go into the takeout, I don't feel the need to tip.
Well, I guess that's the structure of the place. That maybe like do they? I mean, I guess.
But is
you
that-
you
it
think
goes
about it
back
in the
to my
same
original
place.
But that's
point.
it's like is that
Just read the
the
room.
yeah.
Yeah.
It goes
Yeah.
back to my original point. Read the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you're walking
Like, if
into
you're
a
hiring a
subway and this
takeout
place feels like a
person-
subway, then you know
Right.
I don't feel the need to tip a subway. And if I walk into a place,
Like, all right, Jordan, because if you like took one of your little tiny like alleyway areas, right, and you strictly made it a takeout window,
So if you took the
How much would you pay those
generic
people?
bathroom that was not male or
more
female,
than the your servers and bartenders,
yes,
with Yeah, exactly. We're
I would.
determining less.
Not more than my cooks, though.
Right, but I'm saying that you don't get tips from those. So
Right.
Right.
You
know what I'm
basically
saying?
are getting
Yeah.
paid hourly to answer the phone, package
Yeah.
it, and then send it. We unfortunately, with the
If
hiring
you-
pool
there's-
now
yeah.
and the way things are, we don't
Yeah,
have the ability
it's
to do
crazy
that
now,
sort of
yeah.
thing. So,
sure.
and we don't have the space to legitimately do it.
Yeah.
So, if I would have set up a takeout station per se, and I'm just bringing this up because a lot of restaurants are dealing with the same thing.
Literally.
I would be giving up like 2 or 3 tables
Literally.
to
Yeah.
be able to do that.
And
thing.
in that term, those seats are way more costly than the takeout.
Nailed
Yeah.
it.
Wow.
Right. And then given the circumstances, I understand, a little bit later on the COVID pandemic now, but given the circumstances, I understand why people would be willing to give up those tables to open up a takeout quote-unquote
Yeah.
station. But at the same time,
It's not worth it.
it's not worth it. For every restaurant is different shape and size.
Yeah.
We, despite my angry rant, have been very blessed where people, for the most part, like you was started with, Jess.
All right, so
are
everyone-
taking very good care of us.
Everyone's heard that Jordan's not worried about size. He says it's
It's more of a quality.
quality.
Quality, not quantity.
So Jerry Mellon Hodges, Mellon
No way.
Mellon Hodges.
No way.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
It is, that's
Jerry-
real, that's real.
Jerry Mellon
Just
Hodges.
call him Jerry, first name. Just call him first.
The sanitizer in my bar is eating away at my hands. Any
No,
remedies?
That's not the.
I don't feel like that's a
You have a
thing.
deeper. You have a deeper
That's
problem.
bar rot.
Yeah, you have a deeper problem.
What the hell is
Wait,
bar
can I see?
rot?
Bar rot.
Can I see?
The hell's
Rot's
really?
real.
Bar rot's
It's
real.
icky. Yeah.
That's
Bar
bar
rot
rot.
is real.
I'm going to disagree.
Bar rot is
No,
one.
bar rot.
No,
Wait,
that's
wait,
a
wait,
very-
wait,
no, that was a
wait.
very
No.
okay.
What is bar rot?
Bar rot is when you don't clean your hands enough, and then there's alcohol and lemons and
All the
limes
above.
and-
Acidity.
Literally,
things.
it's like it's the concentration of ethanol and acidity that actually gets into your
So
skin.
Jerry, you're a nasty bitch.
That's also very.
It gets into your
That's also very
skin and your
specific.
hands.
It's not his fault, but
specific.
you wash your hands, all right?
He's got hepatitis B.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm going to step
That's
up and
bartending.
actually back Jerry up on this as someone who hasn't worked at a bar in the better part of actually his entire life.
Can we-
Your name is
Yeah.
Fish.
Yeah, can we?
I know, but as someone who had to wash his hands a ton, because
It doesn't
of-
matter.
You didn't know
how much
Jerry.
you wash your
Yeah.
hands.
No, it does. If
No,
you
it
put on something,
doesn't.
You,
He's. Are you trying to say that you don't have bar
Anything
rot,
to do with
or you've
washing
had
your
something that
hands.
seems similar, but you
I've
have not
had
worked in a bar,
incredibly
so
dry skin
I'll
to the
sit
point where
back.
the cuticles of
Good.
my skin have split at the.
Bar rot has nothing to do with the amount of wash of your hands.
Okay, so
It's
go
the
on.
chemicals in the dishwasher.
It's the chemicals. No, it's not the chemicals in the dishwasher. It's the chemicals in the alcohol and the acid in the fruit. And then when you eventually wash your hands with chemicals, it's all in the cuts of your skin. So if you have a cut or in your nails, it's usually in your nails because it's like females. Like,
Well, I feel like if it was something sanitized or something, it would be more of a full thing.
doesn't
That was a
matter.
very
It doesn't
no.
matter.
I'm just saying that
Jared's
was a
hands
very
are pretty gross.
specific
It
thing.
doesn't
Like that looked
kill
like a
it.
very specific thing.
Bar rot is a very specific,
Okay, did we
fucking
get to the end
weird
of the
thing.
We didn't get to the end of the question, Andy.
It was that he
We
was
did.
wondering
Oh, we did?
how
Yeah, we did.
how to get rid of it. Or
Oh, so
not
you're
how to-
just so wait. Let's recap. So you're answering the question before I got to the end of it. Is
Neosporin.
that what you're saying?
And
You're
don't
just
worry,
assuming the answer.
And this isn't going to make the edit anyway, so who cares?
Whatever.
There's a bar style out there. Remember Teddy McGuire?
Yeah, we have some bar
dude.
style, yeah.
Is a big proponent of that, and it works. It basically it's fucked up. It almost moisturizes while drying at
Yeah.
the same time.
Yep.
Like, because what you
If your
need is-
hands are too wet,
Yeah.
then that's where bar
Yeah.
rot creates. Yeah.
Well, that's like trench foot.
Interesting. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that was
Yeah,
a
I
thing.
mean it's kind of gross.
Yeah.
but-
So, like, if you wash your hands enough, that's fine. But if you keep your hands wet all the time,
Even if you're washing your hands all the time, like washing your hands all the time, depending on the soap they give you, is gonna mess up your hands.
right? But
Whatever.
the picture that he sent,
It was-
he's like,
yeah.
is this
that's bar rot.
that's
Yeah.
bar rot?
100%
Like, that's
bar rot.
bar rot.
So this one is from Jesse Kierer.
Here,
Jesse,
Alright.
yeah.
Have you
Just
ever
here.
refused service to a table walking in? I have these regulars who are super.
Super
Jess is reading like over my shoulder. It's making me
Sorry,
fucking
am I not supposed to-
like super anxious because I have like
Hey, Jess, can you take this question?
I have like reading disorders and it makes me super anxious. All right, super needy and tip under 10% if even. I want to start refusing service, but I'm afraid I'll just cause more trouble and don't want to deal with it.
You can really only refuse service if there's a reason.
You
Like
can't refuse them because they're cheap.
If they came in shit faced,
Cheap is not a reason.
Cheap is absolutely not a reason. If they came in shit faced and you're like, hey, like you've obviously been, like that's why we're tip certified, all the above. Like,
I mean, if tipping because they're a pain in the ass is, or at least like
obviously you don't want to. Yeah, of course we have. Yeah,
downtown.
I would never like be a speedwell. I'd be a tinker son all the time.
Whatever.
What's up, buddy?
No, you can't refuse service just because they're a pain in the ass. You just have to know that they're a pain in the ass. And
pain in the ass and bad tippers. You unfortunately.
But this
is
hold on.
Reflect their tip if they keep coming back. I gotta.
Here's the other thing, though. Here's one thing I'll say.
Right.
As a manager, for me personally, if I know if somebody vocally says something like that, and they say, "Hey, this table came in," they usually tip me shit. I actually try and give them an extra table to try and counteract that.
But isn't there a certain amount of
experience too, like knowing that that's happening?
Say, all right, they're gonna tip you like shit. Okay, take an extra table if you can.
But isn't there a certain amount of like, this guy tips you like shit, and the guy who was in here like 3 hours ago tipped you like crazy good. You can't just pick the.
You don't get to choose.
I only want good people.
You don't get to choose that.
If they're regular people that come in and like you definitely.
So
know,
Vicky can't.
Hey, you
if I walk into Tinker, if I walk into Tinker's son, Vicky can't be like, I'm not serving Andy because he's a dick.
Wait on her.
Don't worry. If she shows up, she's at least going to serve both of us because I tip one.
Right. That is 100% my point.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it's so true. You absolutely you absolutely cannot discriminate based on the fact that they don't tip you well because you're gonna have that no matter what, and that comes with the industry. That comes with the industry. It comes with the service jobs. No matter what you're in, you have to
come in and been like 0 tips.
Yeah.
We still have.
Even though you did great, you know it wasn't on you. Yeah. No, seriously. It's true though. You know you can even.
You gotta look at me in the eye and say that.
You did the best that you could do in everything. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
You know what? Most importantly, when people get shitty service, they're gonna tell that to 10 people. Whereas if they get good,
Vicky, when I get shitty service, I'm gonna tell everyone.
You've never been to the Tinker Son, actually. You've actually never been. Support would be nice. Thank you.
Answer that you just gave me.
Thank you.
That was a Matthew answer as opposed to a Matt answer, and I love that about you.
I went off the thing and it came back. It was like 8 to 6.
We're getting calls out over here for some reason. Okay.
What are you doing this show?
Can't wait for you when you walk into the Tinker Son.
All right,
I can't wait for it.
This is from.
How was it at Soundcheck?
Help me out here.
It was great.
Jess gonna. Jess do this.
Just got this.
Tahira Malik.
Oh, so it's not my fault.
Nailed it.
Fuck you guys.
Good job, Jess.
I was the only one.
Tahira Malik. Anybody else experiencing shoulder and elbow pain from shaking drinks? Not super bad, but bothersome. If so, what do you use to help with it?
It's not just the shaking though, but it's not CBD. But it's not
Astroglide.
It's not just the shaking.
I thought shake weight.
Shake weight.
No, honestly,
Wait, Vicky, how was that done?
Honest to God.
Is that shaking?
Just for Vicky.
I guess so. Just shabby. It's okay. I can take it.
next one it's gonna be a vlog, but it's
Tis what she
It's just- You can't see it though. You have to. All of you have to explain the way that I'm expressing myself.
All right, so everyone go. No.
Shaking the object.
This way though.
Everyone-
I'm just going this way though.
Everyone go to Pornhub and Google shake weight.
Andy, don't you dare. Anyway, if you sign up for the Power Talk OnlyFans, we'll be...
It'll be hell.
Teddy's not here this
Nice
week.
job.
Something to look forward to.
Probably that Bub's Pub.
Yeah.
Nice.
It'll be Bub's Pub at that point.
Yo, baby. Oh, baby.
$10 at the door.
Ah,
What was the question?
I don't
I have no idea.
If you
I have no idea.
Oh, right. Shoulder. Oh,
apnea.
thank God.
Well,
Matt's
quite
here.
honestly, it's not it's not just the shaking that's the problem.
No.
You're as far as Tinks at least goes, we're reaching up and doing glasses in the
Oh, yeah.
ceiling.
It's
we have
everything.
shaking.
It's not
We have
shaker's
you're
elbow.
also laying
It's
across the
fucking
bar.
everything else.
Yeah.
Wait, why are you laying across the bar?
Not laying dramatically. Like when you're like leaning over,
Literally.
laying
Laying over the bar. Just
There's a lot that's
spreading
this.
eagle. No.
There's a lot of.
There's a lot of vigorous motion.
Bob's Pub, $10 at the door.
don't know what
You're
just
welcome.
happened, but this is
No,
my favorite episode
There's a
ever.
lot of things that are happening, especially probably
There's a-
outside,
I don't
right?
think
Vicky, there's a lot of things that are happening.
I don't think I personally have ever witnessed.
No.
Wait,
I
this is
No, I
audio.
think-
No one can tell that. What you just did, no one can tell.
Yeah, but what I was gonna say is I think your
Shaky,
the
shaky.
solution to your problem is probably give more hand jobs.
But don't use your mouth instead.
Yes, perfect.
Oh, an old-fashioned chef.
So sorry, Tahisha. Sorry, Tahisha.
Good old fashioned.
Can I get you to say that? So I
Sorry,
can, can I send that? Can I send that to someone real quick? If you say that real loud.
Sorry, Tahisha. But the fact is, it's not just shaker's elbow. It's all the above. It's being a bartender. You're all repetitive. It's
For
all.
me, it's twisting the bottle like that.
It's all. Well, yeah. You're not
'Cause-
thinking about
'cause
how much
it's
you're doing
curved.
the same.
It's the only emotion he's not used to.
That's a throwback.
It's curved. All right.
Refer to the previous episode.
I will say
Jesus
the worst
Christ.
pain that I get when I'm bartending is reaching over.
Well, you don't realize you're doing.
pull a tap.
You're doing a. Oh,
You're doing like this.
Yeah,
Well, that's all right. All right.
with your dominant arm.
All right. So
The problem's not just- that's just-
let's
it's one
rein it
arm.
into like an actual conversation.
We are. No, we actually are. We actually are.
What is the
Took me a second to register what you just said.
what's the worst? What is the worst physical pain from
Bartending.
bartending?
Well, you're doing repetitive motion with your
Emotional.
dominant arm. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're
That's
really
right
not
now.
wrong.
The worst
Right now, I
thing is
have.
my back.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I said physical. No, it's
Right, physical pain.
Yes.
you're doing repetitive motion with your dominant arm most of the time, and so no matter
She used
what,
the word dominant. That's
Dominant.
Really,
Yeah, but like,
baby.
Andy's
But-
worried
but-
about
The redhead, come on.
every day,
But I'm
like,
more into like submissive girls, so like.
Andy
You're a
doesn't
ginger.
have to with his dominant
You're a
all day,
ginger.
Every day. He's
dominant.
He's still holding his phone.
Yes. I'm serious though. Your
Jesus
dominant
Christ.
arm is in the one you use most often.
We understand that.
Yeah, we
Vicky.
get it. It's dominant.
Whatever.
Dominant. She fucking piled
Like,
driving
whatever.
bitches.
All right, this one is from Jen Bulger.
Oh, you're gonna. Well, no.
God help you, Jen. What Bulger?
Not an underrated.
What's your best-selling dessert item? Any unique items that caught your surprise?
Can I respond to that?
Yes.
Who cares?
But is dessert like a real thing? Like,
Fucking
Who
friendly.
the fuck has deserted?
Who cares about
Okay,
dessert?
I do have kind of a follow-up question.
Okay.
Does anyone do like an afternoon dessert drink?
Espresso martini.
Espresso martinis. That's what I was gonna say.
Is that
It's the. I feel like it's
Espresso martini.
The,
Okay.
yeah.
Yo,
It's
I
always
think we
espresso
just
martini.
finally answered a question.
but I feel like dessert's not. I feel like dessert is more like a. Oh, you want something else?
right.
Cream
Not-
pie.
Whatever Cisco is serving the heavy slice,
I have never taken something that well. Chili's molten lava cake.
fuck.
Oh my god. Yes. Yes.
Fucking cream pie.
Fuck.
Fucking Boston cream pie.
Fucking
Fucking kid.
fucking
Alright. Thanks for listening to the Monotone Podcast. Fuck, dude. Are you kidding me right now?
Dude,
Like, we really-
Yes.
I mean, we
Stay
obviously
tuned.
have to
Stay
release
tuned.
both of these episodes on the same
Yes.
fucking day.
No.
Jesus Christ.
straight from Boston, guys.
What the fuck is up with this shit?
It brings out the best. It brings out the best in everybody.
Oh my god. I'm gonna fucking bang bros.
Alright, so it's actually like a van too. It goes
Perfect.
Pick out fucking holes on the side of the street.
Wait, pull out to the side of the street.
I feel really comfortable being one of the worst.
Too late. It's too late. I'm sorry.
I'm just having to get paid for it. And on that note, I'm gonna say it's last call.
What? That went by way too fast.
Dude,
Way too fast. Way too fast.
Okay, so everyone, it's last call. Woo! This is the part where we go around. The part where we go around and everyone plugs what they want. Matt, you're up. Fuck you.
Okay, so I'm first this time, so I'm gonna plug Jessica Hamill's artwork. She does chalkboards at Chalkaholic at something. And Bub's Pub. I gotta shout out Bubba for allowing us to have this pub.
Yeah.
His name is actually Rucker, but
Okay.
we call him Bubs. That's all I got.
Jordan, rein this shit fucking in.
Well, after listening to the previous 2 episodes, I'm sure you're looking for it. So we have our OnlyFans. We just everything has been filmed at Bub's Pub.
Oh my god.
So you wanna look for the OnlyFans. Check out Andy Driscoll. His Facebook page. He'll announce where that is being launched. And yeah. Is now on OnlyFans.
Fuck, that's how we ended up on Instagram. All right, Vicky, you're up.
I really have nothing else to plug. I really don't. This is
Go to
great.
OnlyFans to see Vicky play.
Wait, how much is that a month? Or like,
Can't talk about it. Can't talk about it.
All right.
You're gonna pay me? All right. Pay me. We'll talk about it. Are you gonna tip me? Are you gonna tip me on that?
Jordan, it's Eden.
I don't know. I usually.
I gotta go. There's a lawsuit in here, in this fucking shed somewhere. There's a lawsuit. I'm gonna lose my restaurant. I gotta go. What the fuck did I sign up for?
Wait, what restaurant do you own?
Newer Tavern.
Tinkerson.
Newer Tavern. Jess, what do you got? Jess, what do you got? Oh dear God.
I got nothing to say.
Why would you?
This is great.
Don't walk into the pit of scorpions. Like, Jesus Christ.
We're at my pub, and I'm gonna just say, hey, if you wanna come on by and I don't know.
If you can find this fucking place in the middle of the fucking woods.
Incense and shit and maybe recorded while
Okay, so I'm Andy of Inebriart, and this is a public announcement.
Oh no.
A little after school special. Don't record at your friend's shed/bar.
No, always,
never a good idea.
Always do it.
Always
do it. No, I'm gonna say support your local business, restaurants, tattoo clubs,
Sure.
tattoo parlors, local piercing places. Just
Everywhere.
spend your money
really
with people who live in your town
Yeah.
or surrounding areas.
beer stores.
Beer stores, yeah, absolutely.
Beer cellar.
Yeah.
Spend your money with the people who you know,
Yeah.
not so much the people. You can get a better deal anywhere.
Yeah.
But I would rather spend 15% more at Jordan's place and know that his kid's getting like
Right.
It's
Good
only
at-
15% more.
I don't know.
Speedball Town will be raising our rent.
But, I'd rather spend more knowing where it's going
Yeah.
than to
Definitely,
go to
definitely.
fucking Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah.
Thank you, Andy.
And but it's not just restaurants. It's not just restaurants. Like support your local artists, support
Yeah.
your local musicians. We've been really adamant about support. Soundcheck Studio is great. Anything you can do, like just give the dude next to you $5 opposed to the guy you don't know $20.
Where
And knowing
does
where
that
that money's
money-
going really does make such a difference. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
really does. That money
Because
really
it's all
does make such a difference.
it's all
It
going to
really
come
does.
back. And
The Amazon, he's not showing.
hey, this is my fucking last call. Shut up, Jordan.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man. I'm just riding your wave.
But
man.
just
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
but support your local guy. If you want something to hang in your living room, buy it from a local artist, not from Walmart.
Yeah.
I'm a podcast guy. I don't fucking shut up ever. And if you're in, the Plymouth area, go to Speedwell, go to Tinker Sun, go to
Pretentious Pickle.
Pretentious Pickle.
Pretentious Pickle,
fucking
yes,
Pretentious
yeah.
Pickle Craft. Yeah. Just
Craft beer cellar, all the above.
go local. And fisherman's wherever Matt works. I don't really know what that is.
Oh, here's you. Is
Sandwich.
Matt's just been in the fetal position in the
So
corner.
we have anywhere from Norwell. So we have Norwell the sandwich right now. What we're talking about, we have Norwell the sandwich, which is awesome.
Jess, which seems kind of harsh.
No, support
bit.
me
Oh, wait.
personally
Yeah, support
Kids-
for support
Yeah.
me for my artwork.
Support
How about
Jess's
that?
work that isn't like corporate work.
Exactly.
So I remember
This
when
goes
we,
local, it goes
we're like 78 episodes in, give or take.
Ish.
Really? Wow.
And we used to do like a last call where the person doing the last call could fucking talk and people wouldn't talk over
Oh,
them.
sorry. Oh.
But whatever.
better.
So you
He
can
better.
message us at bartalkcast@gmail.com. Hit us up on all the social medias at bartalkcast.
Ask some new questions. That way we have
Ask
some,
new questions
yeah,
because
right?
we answered Thanksgiving questions and it got
okay.
derailed.
That's okay
But
too,
whatever.
but, you know.
So
and actually, if there's any lawyers out there, how can we get an NC-17 rating?
we already have that. We already have that. Yeah.
Oh, it could be so much worse.
But we love everyone.
Challenge
We love everyone who listens. Big shout out to India. We're big in India.
Yeah.
Really?
And
Really?
we're big in India,
shit,
and everyone
okay.
else who listens. We appreciate so much that you guys download and listen to us, and send us your questions, and Jordan will fuck them up. And worst case,
At least read your name.
but worst case scenario, Carl will fuck them up even more.
Yeah. that's
So
bad.
yeah, hit us up, and thank you for listening.
Thank you so
guys.
much.
Thank
Yeah. Woo!
Andy's drunk.
Cheers.
Thanks for listening to today's podcast. You can find us on all social medias at Inebriart or on Instagram at Inebriart6. You can email us at inebriart@yahoo.com. And make sure you listen to the other podcasts on the Inebriart Podcast Network, including Bar Talk, Old Colony Cast, Retro Redoctopus, America's Hometown Horror Podcast, and our newest one, Theme Park Legends, a podcast about working at theme parks. What else? And we'll catch you again next time.